Hi, Roy here from Roy Reads Anything channel about eclectic reading, and this is a quick update video. As you might see, different area. I haven't even bothered to stir from my armchair, but did want to slip in a video. So as you can see from the old blazing white, there we go. As you can see from the Filofax, I'm very busy at the moment. Got a big deadline on Monday, but I did want to make something to go out on Sunday to sort of keep up the rhythm of what I've been doing. Basically talking about my varied diet of things I'm reading and some stuff that's going to be coming up, and one of my yard of random books. So, stuff that I'm reading at the moment, soon to be finished, is Claw with a K. Then I'll be able to make a video next week comparing Claw with a K with Claw with a C. So two westerns about guys with metal hands, a kind of sub genre to explore. So looking forward to that. For my course, I'm reading Facing the Footlights, a Victorian pot boiler, I guess you'd call it, by Florence Marryat, who was a very popular author at the time. I think this came out in the 1890s, so it's a tale of the acting profession, which I'm enjoying so far. So as you can see, I couldn't bear getting one of those kind of scanned, optically read print-on-demand books that sometimes turn out to have a very poor version of the text. So I got the battered remains of this one from the time. In fact, I made a video about this book ages ago about the stuff I found written in this actual book. So enjoying that. Also fitting in from the Reading Books You Own collection, Loba by Diane de Prima. So that's a poetry book. Won't say much about that now. Come back to that with its own video and some other stuff. She's one of the Beat Generation writers, so maybe I'll do a bit of a Beat thing when I get to it. And still, last thing at night, on with the headphones and the Finnegan's Wake audiobook, which I listen to, sometimes drifting off to sleep and letting it enter my subconscious directly. So yeah, but looks like I know this isn't an audiobook. for visual prop reasons, this is a physical book on paper, but it's the audiobook I'm listening to, which is good. And following up on a quip that arose in the comments on a video where I mentioned this already, I may or may not make a video about what if James Joyce wrote Conan the Barbarian, because I've thought about that more than you can imagine, especially given my supposed busyness. Nevertheless, I spent some time today figuring out how that might work. Okay. Oh, also thinking ahead to the Xmas Evil Readathon and Read Books You Own. I thought I had this dug out from a box, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Times Black Lagoon novel by Paul Di Filippo. So this is a sequel novel to Creature of the Black Lagoon, the movie, science fiction, and it's part of a series that were published by, or sort of authorised by, Universal. So it's Universal Monsters sequel novels. I got a few of those, and I think this would fit the creature feature prompt in the Xmas Evil Readathon event. Really, if a book about the Creature from the Black Lagoon doesn't fit a creature feature prompt, then nothing will. So glad I've still got that, and looking forward to reading it. Yeah, like I said, still with the yard of random books. Normally I will point to them, they're upstairs. Now I'm downstairs. The books are upstairs, and that's a bunch of shabby chic decor books that I bought to actually read, which includes something which I can definitely say I have read, which is the Bible, or rather it's the New Testament from the New English Bible. So this was a translation of the Bible that came out in 1961, and 1961 actually my year I was born. So this is a birth year book for me. I told you I was old. The Bible is my birth year book. So this was, at the time, it was big news in that it was, here's the Bible in modern English. Why is it now worthless and ending up being sold in a job lot of crappy old books for people to use for decoration? Well, there's lots of Bibles around. If you want a Bible in current English, there was actually a sequel, okay, not a sequel, an updated version of this, the Revised New English Bible, where they sort of had another go and fixed a few bloopers, and subsequent other translations as well that people may prefer. So this is sort of an artifact of its time, really. But it was a big deal. It was, let's see, yeah, undertaken by the major Christian bodies, brackets, other than Roman Catholic, of the British Isles. So all the responsibilities of publication are entrusted to the university presses of Oxford and Cambridge. So it's like the boat race, but with religion. It's, yeah, 13 years cooperative work on the original Greek text, blah, blah, blah. So it was all of that. A smaller popular edition is available without full notes. So if you're the kind of loser who doesn't want the full notes, you could buy that instead of this one, which was called a library edition. It's actually quite nice, what with the dust jacket and all. So I think the way I will deal with this and give it a sort of second life, or resurrection you could say, is to basically keep it. Also, this video is going out on Advent Sunday, so what better time than to be giving the Bible a bit of attention. So another thing I know about this is that it was in the press. It was outsold by this little paperback, Honest to God, by John Robinson, Bishop John Robinson. So this came out a couple of years later and was at the time hugely controversial, with ideas that would seem fairly commonplace and, you know, a lot of people wouldn't find at all controversial now, but it was a book about Christianity, not necessarily relying on things like miracles, virgin birth, etc. So it was sort of a popular work of theology. How do I know this? Is it because I'm married to a doctor of theology? No, it's because I once read a series of paperback novels by Susan Howard, which were a sort of multi-generation saga set in the Church of England, and each of the volumes over the decades would have as its background some sort of current thing, controversy, or new piece of theology that was at work in the church at that time. Which sounds like the dullest thing on earth, but they were fantastic, fantastic chunky novels, and one of them, set in the early 60s, has this as part of the background. Right, that's my quick update from my armchair. So I will hopefully, once I've done my academic thing, get on to making a few more videos next week. Till then, bye.